Hello everyone. Well, I know it's been a long time since I made my last video, and I'm sorry. I apologize for taking so long. There's a good reason for that, and I'm getting to that in a minute. But for now, I would just like to say that I was wrong in my next to last video that I made when I said that I wasn't disabled anymore. It turns out that the voice is back. The voice that I hear in my head is back. And I'm still disabled. So I have to put up with this voice, and I have all sorts of feelings about it. I'm saddened. I'm depressed. Hearing it almost constantly, so I'm stressed out. I feel horrible and embarrassed that I thought I was all better and I wasn't. There's only so much that medication can do. It can't work miracles. It's good that it works somewhat, but I can still hear the voice in my head, and it's saying all sorts of horrible things. Promised that I wouldn't tell you what horrible things it says, because I don't want to give some sicko any ideas of horrible things to say. But I'm sure if somebody is sick in the head, they can think up these bad things themselves, all by themselves, without needing any evil inspiration. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I'm hearing the voice again. It's not voices. I hear just one voice. Sometimes I hear other voices, but it's very temporary. But very not very often. Usually, it's just the one voice that I hear. And so, sorry guys, I'm still disabled, and going to concentrate on getting better. Getting better each day. I found out that it helped me to cut coffee out. I had been drinking a lot of coffee, and the coffee had an effect on it made the voice worse. And when I cut out the coffee, I began getting better. I think it was interacting with my meds, and in making the meds ineffective because of the drug interaction between caffeine and the meds. So I cut out coffee. I spaced out all of my meds so I don't take the same medication very often. That it's spaced out. And I had to turn off my phone. I always forget to turn off my phone. I'm never used to it. It's just something I'm not used to, and I'm not used to turning off phones. I grew up without cell phones, and so it takes getting used to. But yeah, I've had it for a few years now, and some people think it's time for a new phone, but I disagree because I really like my phone. But anyway, still disabled. I know that it's after the election, and it's too late for now to vote for whoever you want to. But I think I gave you a pretty good idea why I said that they shouldn't have a majority of Dems in the House or the Senate, and because of checks and balances, right? They can check unbridled spending by the Dems. But now I wanted to tell you why, very briefly, why I didn't make a video for so long. It's because my account was in danger. My account was under threat. Somebody flagged some of my videos. They gave some sort of reason for it, and um, they threatened to take down my channel. They threatened to take down my channel, and they banned me from making videos for a whole week. It was a whole week that they wouldn't allow me to make videos, and they shut me down for a whole week. And so that's why my last video that I submitted was late. And I was just hoping that whoever this was that was reporting my videos would just go away. That if I wasn't making videos regularly, they would just lose interest and they would just go away. And I hope that's what's happened. I hope that's the situation now. But I can't prove it. I can't prove that that's the situation now, but I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping that they've just gone away and that they've lost interest in me and my videos. So, yeah, as for the election, yes, I know about Paul Pelosi, and I'm very saddened for him. What was done to him was wrong, and it was wrong for Republicans to make fun of him. It was wrong for Republicans to not only make fun of him, but try to justify what happened to him, and or say that he was a gay and that the guy that attacked him was his gay lover. That was what they were saying, and it was a terrible rumor, and it was false. It was a false rumor, and I'm just feeling so sorry for Paul and Nancy, but I'm not going to change my political viewpoints for their sake just because they were injured. That's not a reason to change your politics, but it is a reason to reflect. And to reflect on how certain violent individuals can spoil it for everyone else. How certain violent individuals can turn people against conservatives. Say all conservatives are like this. All conservatives are extremists. All conservatives are like this. Well, no. All conservatives are not like this, but the ones who are the loudest and mouth off, they might be like that. But they're just a very few individuals that are corrupt and maybe even senile or mentally unbalanced in some way, and they might say something that they should not say. So I'm sorry for Paul Pelosi and Nancy Pelosi and their whole family. Sorry for them. Sorry that Paul got attacked. The guy who did it was extremely disturbed. He said, this is what this guy said. He said that Jesus was the Antichrist. Now, you know, if he thinks that Jesus is the Antichrist, that he's pretty extreme. And yes, he is extreme. He's the most extreme. De Pepe is his name. He's the most extreme of the extreme, and he's probably a touch mentally ill. But they said that what he did was definitely politically motivated. So he can't use the excuse that he was just mentally ill. He can't get off easy with that defense. So Jesus is being the Antichrist. That's terrible. Who would say such a thing? I mean, Christians, right? This is a Christian nation, and though I may not be a Christian, I disapprove of characterizing a religious leader from the past in such a gauche manner. It was gauche. It was really gauche. And so, just going through my vocabulary words, right? Not very much vocabulary to go through, but I'm glad the election is over. Now we can get back to normal, and we can get back to our everyday lives, back to business, and still runaway inflation, still crime in our cities, still paying at the pump, paying for gas, and still having a really rough time of it. Now they do throw in there that they mention that there's open borders and that people are pouring across the border, and I really don't care. I don't care about that. Maybe it's because I don't live there and I don't see what the newcomers are like or what they do, but they can't all be criminals. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's criminals in any group of human beings. If you take any group of human beings, there's going to be a couple of criminals. But I wouldn't characterize them all as criminals. That's not right. And so we could use more people in this country. We have a labor shortage. And it's usually the low-level jobs, the just menial labor and so on that aren't being filled. The people aren't willing to do those jobs or to take those jobs. And the newcomers are willing. They're willing to take those jobs. So they fulfill a need. And if they're employable, obviously under the law they're not employable. But some people employ them illegally, and they do find work, in an illegal sense that they find work. And I think the laws are unfair, denying the newcomers jobs and making it illegal to employ them. I think that that's draconian, and that we should welcome whoever wants to come here. We should welcome them, because that's what makes America run, is newcomers. We're enriched by the newcomers. And we were enriched by the newcomers at the turn of the 20th century, and we can be enriched by newcomers now. So just think about that we could be enriched by the newcomers. But other than that, other than the issue of the border, I am really concerned about inflation. It's hit my family really hard. I mean, the bills just keep piling up, and it's because, and I hear there's a fuel oil shortage, and there's a shortage of gasoline that drives the prices higher. And also, we've stopped drilling in this country because Biden wanted us to stop drilling, so we stopped drilling. And it's a rough situation. I think that the Republicans have swept the House. I'm not so sure about the Senate. They're sort of neck and neck in the Senate, and they may lose the Senate, but they certainly took the House. And there's like maybe 41 seats still open that we don't know who's going to be the winner. But once those 41 seats are accounted for, I think that the Republicans have swept it. I think right now they're ahead in the House race. So if they take the House, they can put the brakes on anything that Biden proposes could get killed right in committee in the House. So, and the Republicans are very loyal to their own. They all vote in lockstep. When they make, one person makes the decision maker, and they all walk in lockstep. So I think that they're going to put the brakes on excess spending from now on. Biden had his 2 years to pass whatever he felt like, and now it's done. It's done for now. So, and at least till they get sworn in, there shouldn't be any new spending for now, because it's a lame duck Congress, and lame duck Congresses do not get to vote on anything. They can try to push measures through before they're tanked, but I doubt that they're going to put through anything as ambitious as the 1.2 trillion or the $2 trillion bills that Biden put through. Biden put through in the last gathering, the last year. Yeah, last year he did this. So just wanted to say, as far as Zelensky goes and the situation with Ukraine and Putin, Zelensky says he wants peace, and he sued for peace, and that he wanted U.S. to be the moderator, even though they've been arming Ukraine against Russia. He wanted the U.S. to moderate, and he wants all their land back. He wants an apology. He wants Putin tried for war crimes, and that he wants to sweep them all under the rug and make them go away. That's not how you sue for peace. Sorry, you don't sue for peace like that. You're not going to get peace. You're not going to get peace, and he knows it. He knows that he put forth terms that would be rejected out of hand by Russia, so the war would keep going on. He knows the war will continue if he takes this path, and he took it. He took it. He chose to continue the war against Ukraine and the slaughter of his people. He chose to continue that. He chose to continue that. So if they say in Ukraine, give me liberty or give me death, well, you don't have much liberty with Zelensky in charge, and yes, you will die, because Russia will attack. Russia will attack and attack and attack until they've killed everyone who resists them. That's how they operate. That's the way they roll. And Zelensky can't deal with it or can't handle it because he wants to keep the war going. Maybe he really hates Ukrainians. Did you ever think of that? Maybe Zelensky hates Ukrainians. Maybe he's got something against them, like a death wish against the Ukrainians. Putin tried to take him out, failed a few times, but that doesn't mean they won't try again. They'll try again to get Zelensky killed. He's got a mark on him, a target right on his forehead, and they just want to kill him. They want to kill him, and his own people might do it, because the war is never going to end. It's a never-ending war. It could last 10 years or more, and most of Ukraine would be stripped of its buildings and decimated. It'll just be a pile of rubble. They'll just have to dump the rubble into the ocean, because there'll be a whole nation full of rubble. So Zelensky's a bad guy. What else is news? And warned you guys about Zelensky. Now, as far as Biden goes, he was talking about Armageddon. He actually said this in an interview. I think it was ABC, interviewed him, and he said that Putin could bring about Armageddon, and that if he did bring about Armageddon, that it was on him, that everything that happened. He shouldn't be mentioning Armageddon. He shouldn't even use the word Armageddon, but of course he's a Christian and he believes that Armageddon is coming and that maybe he can pave the way for Armageddon. He wants to cause Armageddon to happen. Armageddon is his goal, apparently. Because why else would he say Armageddon unless he wanted Armageddon? If you don't want Armageddon, don't say Armageddon. Whisper. Don't even whisper Armageddon. Don't say Armageddon to your spouse. Don't say it to your kids. Don't say Armageddon out in the public places where people can hear you. Don't even say it in the restroom. Don't say Armageddon. We should have had a sign, carrying signs 300 feet away from the polling places that says don't say Armageddon. Because if we're under threat of Armageddon, what are we voting for? Who are we voting for if there's a danger of Armageddon? I bet you know who we would vote for if we were afraid of Armageddon. We would vote for the opponent of Biden because he said Armageddon, and no excuses for that. No excuses for saying Armageddon. That's not funny. That's not funny. I mean, a nuclear war, people know what goes on in a nuclear war. Millions of people are vaporized in an instant. That's what happens in a nuclear war. And there's no time to get to safety or to shelter. Who wants to be buried on the first floor under 50 or 100 floors worth of rubble? And rescuers will never find you. They never find you. And if you were on the top floor, you would be vaporized instantly because the windows would explode in and the nuclear goo, the nuclear flames would shoot in the window and vaporize you, blow out all the buildings. So we don't want a nuclear war. We do not want a nuclear war no matter what. So that's it. Glad to speak to you again. Hope everything goes well and that they don't try to shut down my channel. Hoping against hope that they don't try to shut down my channel. And I'll see you all next time.